What's up, ladies and gentlemen, it's Scott here from FudgeMuppet, and today I have for you this awesome, fresh, fruity, and fantastic build, the Hist Guardian. Obviously an Argonian, he is an honoured warrior from his mysterious home of Blackmarsh, using subtle magic and powerful concoctions to augment himself in battle. He fights ferociously with a flurry of chops coated in his lethal poisons. You know his name, but you don't know his story. The Hist Guardian descends from a long line of honoured warriors in Blackmarsh. This family tree earned itself the name Guardians of the Hist after many members of this bloodline accomplished hundreds of great feats for the Argonian people, therefore protecting both Blackmarsh and their sacred trees, the Hist trees, which are giant sentient trees native to Blackmarsh and the core of Argonian culture. The first of this bloodline was Tar, an Argonian general who spearheaded the counterstrike against the Dremora during the Oblivion Crisis. The Argonians poured into the Oblivion Gates, slaughtering the Daedra, which forced Mehrunes Dagon's lieutenants to close many of the gates throughout Blackmarsh. This as a whole prevented any large damage to Blackmarsh during the Oblivion Crisis. Tar was an important player in the invasion of Morrowind after the Red Year as well. Tar's bloodline continued to produce phenomenal warriors with a culture of augmenting their fighting abilities through enchanting and alchemy. This bloodline had an incredible connection to the Hist and revered Tar in a saint-like fashion. You, the Hist Guardian, are born in the 180th year of the Fourth Era in the city of Stormhold. The Hist Guardian is a direct descendant of Tar and a proud warrior and preserver of Argonian culture. The Hist Guardian grows up hearing stories of Tar and the many Argonian heroes of his heritage. He learns to fight, create potions, poisons, and use enchantments to augment his fighting capabilities. By the 200th year of the Fourth Era, the Hist Guardian is quite simply bored. Blackmarsh is in a prosperous, peaceful time, yet the Hist Guardian wished to get out into the world and do great things. He wants to be the most famous member of his bloodline. Despite the wishes of his family, he left Stormhold for Cyrodiil to search for a path to greatness. When he arrives in the Imperial City, he hears Nords in the tavern reciting tales of Ysgramor and his 100 companions, along with tales of Nords fighting the dirty Dunmer. Excited by the stories and the common dislike for the Dunmer, the Hist Guardian leaves for Skyrim, where he will be captured by the Imperials and taken to Helgen. This is where the game of Skyrim begins. The Hist Guardian will escape and proceed on the path to greatness. The Hist Guardian will join the companions in Whiterun and become so great that he would become the Harbinger. So undeniably great that he, an Argonian, is the head of a traditionally Nordic organization that descended from the great hero Ysgramor himself. The Hist Guardian will also fight the vampire menace with the Dawnguard and follow his destiny as Dragonborn, eventually becoming a hero so great that he won't only be revered as a champion of his bloodline, but a champion to all throughout Tamriel. Now for the gear for the Hist Guardian, he wears Falmer heavy armor, Falmer heavy boots, and Falmer heavy gauntlets, which is all from the Dawnguard DLC and can be commonly found on Falmer Warmongers. The armor is enchanted with Fortify Health and Resist Poison, the gauntlets are enchanted with Fortify One-Handed and Fortify Heavy Armor, and the boots are enchanted with Fortify One-Handed and Fortify Stamina. On top of the armor, the Hist Guardian wears a ring and necklace of your choice, both enchanted with Fortify One-Handed and Resist Magic. Along with this, he dual wields 2 glass war axes which he uses to chop and slice his foes. Quick note, you can enchant the axes if you like, though we prefer just using the poisons to fit in with the whole Argonian theme. The Hist Guardian also carries a variety of potions and poisons that he uses to his advantage. 2 of his favourite combinations are as follows. For an ultimate defensive potion, he often uses a concoction of Fly Amanita, Hawkbeak, and Snowberries. This potion gives him the effects of Resist Shock, Resist Fire, and Resist Frost. For a poison, his favourite is a concoction of 2 relatively common ingredients, which are Deathbell and River Betty. This poison causes damage health and a slow effect, which is optimum for fast enemies like Sabercats and Deathhounds. On top of this, he can use any other concoctions that you like for any situations that he encounters. Though you will find that you won't need any boost to one-handed damage because of the enchantments that he already has. The skills for the Hist Guardian, if you haven't guessed already, are one-handed with all the dual-wielding perks of course, to maximize your potential as a chopping machine. Heavy armor to protect yourself from enemies, alchemy to poison your enemies and augment yourself with potions, and finally enchanting to give you the edge that others won't have. The playstyle for the Hist Guardian is straight up and brutal. Apply any potions before battle, and I would suggest favoring a poison in battle so you can use it on the fly. After that, just slice and dice all that stands in your way. You can also create poisons and potions for particular situations and enemies, but that is all up to you. For a stat spread, I'd suggest 70% health and 30% stamina. Besides heavy armor and whatever potions you ingest, you don't have any form of defense from blocking, so that's why health is quite high. Additionally, you can manage quite easily with 30% stamina, especially with stamina potions. For the standing stone, we have the Atronach stone. The 50% spell absorption works the same as magic resistance, though it also absorbs the magicka. But this character doesn't use magicka anyways, so the slower magicka regen won't affect the Hist Guardian. The Atronach stone offers more magic protection than the Lord stone, and we already have magic resistance enchantments to provide that extra layer of magic defense. Now for a conclusion, I would like to say my goodbyes and also inform you that the Hist will look kindly upon you if you subscribe, like, and share this video. Stick around on FudgeMuppet for more Skyrim builds, Fallout 4 builds, and even more Fallout Elder Scrolls content. We will be back to nerd out with all of you very, very soon.